Hello, and welcome to this Infinite Skills training course on Adobe After Effects CC 2014 Fall Release. I'm your instructor, Jaron Smith. In this course, I'm going to teach you the basics of using the Adobe After Effects application. After Effects is one of the main programs used in broadcast design for the creation of graphics. It is an animation program, it is a compositing program. It is your all-around Swiss knife for creating graphics that move and for compositing video together. In this course, we're going to cover the After Effects workspace and workflow. So the first thing I've got to do is introduce you to how After Effects is put together and walk you through how you're going to work in the program, how you're going to progress from graphics to animating them to exporting them. Since many people are not familiar with the various video standards that exist for broadcast television and just for broadband display, I'm going to introduce you to some common video standards and also how they apply to creating your After Effects compositions. I'm going to show you how to import, organize, and preview footage. Because if you can't get footage into the program, how are you going to animate it? I'm going to teach you how to work with compositions and arrange layers inside of your compositions. If you're familiar with applications like Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator or InDesign, or pretty much any graphics program that exists, you may be familiar with layers. They allow you to bring content into the application, stack it on top of each other, and in this case, you can animate it. Compositions are where you do this stacking, it's where you do this organization, it's where you do your animation. If you're used to video editing applications, compositions are a lot like sequences in video editing applications. I'll teach you how to animate layer transform properties. Every visual layer has position, anchor point, rotation, opacity, and scale. Every single one of them has this, whether it's video or a still image. And you're going to learn how to animate these properties to create interesting visual effects. You're going to learn how to add and animate effects to your layers. There's a reason they call this program After Effects. There are literally hundreds of effects that come bundled with this application. Some are made by Adobe, some are made by third-party companies like Cyclor. There's also a wide variety of third-party plugins that you can use as effects here. I'll teach you how to create, edit, and animate text. There are entire animations, entire workflows based on just creating text-based animations. I'll teach you how to create, edit, and animate shape layers. If you've ever used shape layers in Photoshop or ever created shapes in Illustrator, they're very similar to shape layers in After Effects, but After Effects has the added bonus of being able to animate them. Then I'll teach you how to create, edit, and animate masks. Masks are an excellent tool for hiding and revealing parts of your animation. They allow you to create more interesting visual effects. Sometimes they're used for a practical purpose. You want to cut out a piece of video or a still image so you can show something behind it through the hole. Sometimes they're just used purely for animation and a decorative effect. Maybe you want to make an image have rounded corners instead of square corners. You can simply mask out the corners. You're going to learn how to create track mats, stencils, and silhouettes. These are tools for allowing you to hide and control the appearance of layers. Stencils and silhouettes allow you to use one layer to knock out or hide multiple layers below it. While track mats are commonly used in video compositing workflows and in animation to create animated reveals of video content or still images. You're going to learn how to rotoscope footage with a rotobrush. If you've ever used Photoshop to make selections, imagine the rotobrush as a selection tool, but for video. I can cut out something from its background using the rotobrush, and we can do that not just for a still image like you could in Photoshop, but for the entire duration of the video. You can use this as a compositing tool. You can cut something out from its background, put it against another background. You'll learn how to create 3D layers from 2D content. Everything in After Effects starts off as a two-dimensional layer. It has horizontal and vertical positioning, it has rotation, but you can convert it into a 3D layer. This gives you access to depth. It gives you the ability to create cameras and lights, which are two additional things you'll learn here. You'll use cameras in After Effects to move around and view your 3D content from pretty much any angle or any distance. You'll use lights to create a dramatic effect, to reveal parts of your layer and to hide others. Cinema 4D is a fully featured modeling and compositing application created by the Maxon Corporation. Bundled with After Effects is Cinema 4D Lite, a scaled-down version of it that allows you to create 3D models and animate them, and then bring them right into After Effects without having to render them or create video. So you can import unrendered, fully 3D files in Cinema 4D or Cinema 4D Lite as we'll use here, and then integrate them into your After Effects compositions. You'll learn how to key out footage on a green screen. Very common now in Hollywood compositing is you shoot people in front of a green screen so that you can remove it and give them a different background. You can composite video shot on a green screen with other video. Pretty much any special effects film you've ever seen has made extensive use of green screens. They don't actually have to be green. A lot of times you'll use a blue screen. There's even some technology that uses a yellow screen. But green screen is just the term for the overall blanket use of removing a specific background color or keying it out. You'll learn how to stabilize shaky footage. There's nothing worse than a shot that gets ruined by handheld shaky movement. Now you can fix it with After Effects. You'll learn how to motion track or match move video footage. This is designed to allow you to integrate graphics that track or move with the content of video. So you can analyze whatever is in video. Something's moving, for example, maybe it's a car or someone walking. You can analyze that, take that data for how that part of the video moved, and use it to power animation in After Effects. In addition to being able to track the content of a video file, you'll also learn how to track camera movement in 3 dimensions using the After Effects 3D Camera Tracker effect. This allows the program to analyze video footage and rebuild how the camera moved to shoot that footage. You can then use that data to extract and create an After Effects 3D camera that matches the movement of the camera in your actual scene. You can then use this After Effects camera to integrate graphics that seem to move with your video footage. You'll learn how to speed up repetitive tasks with expressions and scripts. Expressions are the scripting language built into After Effects and can be used to automate repetitive or boring animation tasks. Scripts are usually used inside of After Effects to manipulate content. Maybe you need to scale down multiple layers simultaneously. Maybe you need to adjust the duration of multiple compositions. Instead of doing it manually, scripts are there to help. You'll learn how to add acceleration and deceleration using a technique called easing. In reality, an object starts to move, it has to pick up speed. And when that object wants to stop, it has to slow down. So it accelerates and it decelerates. You'll learn that the native behavior of animation in After Effects doesn't have any acceleration. So to make more visual appealing animations, to make animations with more punch, I'll teach you how to integrate easing to make them much more naturalistic. And then finally, I'll teach you how to export your project so that you can actually create your video. A composition in After Effects is pretty much only useful in After Effects. If you want to upload video to Vimeo, if you want to use YouTube, if you want to send this video to someone so they can watch it on their phone, you've got to export it. I'll show you how to use both the built-in After Effects Render Queue to do this, if you need to create video for use in some kind of video production workflow, and I'll also teach you how to use the included Adobe Media Encoder to create videos for more common uses. Well, that wraps up what we're going to do in this course. I really hope you enjoy it.